What's up, everybody? What is going on? What is happening? This is Cesar Hernandez. Hey, so I wanted to do this little video on kind of the definition or my perception of what a purpose chaser really is. And so, it really, when I think about purpose chasing and really like, what is that? What does it mean? What are you talking about? What is the big idea behind that? Really, it's just chasing your purpose and going and trying to establish what your purpose at this particular point in your life is. The purpose that I had 10 years ago is not the same purpose that I have today. The person that I was even 5 years ago is not the same person that I am today, because there's evolution, there's growth, there's improvement. I'm getting older. My kids are older. There's different obstacles that I'm dealing with. There's different things that are going on around me. I'm in a different place mentally. So there's all these different variables that you have to consider when talking about being a purpose chaser. So it's not meant to say, okay, so what is my purpose for the rest of my life? And this is exactly where I'm going for the rest of my life. This is what I'm going to do. Because I think that's what a lot of people do, right? A lot of people put those constraints on themselves. And they're like, if I'm going to be a freaking vegan, I'm going to be a vegan for the rest of my life until I die. If I'm going to be, a keto person, like that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And they put themselves in this box, and there's no flex there. There's no place to evolve. And you kind of become miserable in this headspace, because there's just no place for you to really go, because now you put yourself in this box. And that's just a miserable way of living. So when I think about purpose chasing, I think about all of the evolutions that I've had over the years. One of the most miscommon conceptions about myself, or I think I said that right. One of the things that people perceive about me that is just totally wrong is they think I'm an extrovert, right? Most people think that I'm an extrovert because when I walk into a room, I can, hey, what's happening? How you doing? What's going on? And I can really have and carry my presence throughout the room. But after I'm done with those interactions and after I'm done with all of that, I am super tired and drained. What does that tell you? It tells you that I'm an introvert. I like to have my space. I don't like to be around tons and tons of people for hours and hours and hours. I don't like that. There is a certain solitude in me just being able to read a book or do some research or get introspective about my life and to think about things and consider them and to ponder them and to go deeper into different levels that most people are really not spending the time doing, right? I can't tell you for how many years I've watched on Facebook and Instagram as people have, the same people over and over and over are just like partying and going and doing things and going and seemingly having the fun that they're putting out there, right? And I look at that and I say, wow, like the same person that I was watching 5, 6, 7 years ago that was doing all these things is still doing the same thing. Whereas when I'm looking at my life and I'm looking at the things I may not be out there and partying and doing all those crazy things and having those experiences that they think that I'm missing out on, but I feel far more advanced in my life right now as an individual. Not saying anything about where they are, their career or anything like that, but as an individual, I feel like I have taken leaps and bounds to different places that most people don't go. And so self-awareness is so important when it comes to this. I am self-aware that I am an introvert. I am self-aware that I can carry my weight in a crowd. I can speak to people, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20,000. I can speak to them. I can do that. I can articulate my words. I can do those things. But afterwards, I'm extremely tired. Afterwards, I'm extremely drained. And knowing that about myself, I know that I don't want to be a traveling motivational speaker. I don't want to be a music artist, which is, by the way, I used to be both of these things, a traveling music artist and a motivational speaker. And I don't want to spend all of my time on the road doing that, because it just goes against my values that I now have. It goes against systematically the way that my mind works, the way that my body works. I can't be away and not be working out and eating junk food all the time on the road. I can't do that. It just throws me off. I can't be traveling constantly. I want to be able to plan and map out that trip and have a great time while I go and do the things that I want to do. But I don't want to be just spontaneously jumping on planes all the time or going and speaking to crowd after crowd after crowd after crowd. It's just not who I am. I am one of the things that I've recognized about that is that it's an amazing thing, because I can be more effective and more sharp and more fine-tuned with the person that I am today than if I was just doing all of those things, right? Because it's kind of like one of these things where you work harder or you work smarter. And these days, I don't know if it's just because I'm getting old, but I truly prefer to work smarter rather than just harder. I've sacrificed a tremendous amount along my entrepreneurship journey. I have given up so many hours with my kids that these days it's just not worth it to me. These days it's just not something I'm willing to do, to go all the way in and just completely neglect my family, neglect my kids, neglect my, the things that I have built up. I'm just not willing to do that anymore. And that's why I make some of the decisions now that I make. So anyways, kind of getting back to the whole theme of this video, understanding what purpose chasing is, understanding what that means in your life today. What is it that is going to help you understand where you want to go over the next 5 or 10 years? And what are the things that you've experienced that have caused you to have certain things that you think about, certain laws and certain value systems that make you do those things, right? Like, what are the things that have happened in your life? What are the traumas? Do you need to take care of some of those traumas? Do you need to go and see a therapist? Do you need to go and talk and speak to your pastor or to a confidant, somebody that you trust? Do you need to go and do these things to be able to clean up that area so you can move forward in your life and in your purpose and discover things that you never thought you would discover, right? One of the greatest things about being a purpose chaser is you're constantly discovering things. And it's really amazing because now you're saying, okay, so the person that I was yesterday is not even acceptable today. Like, I can grow faster if I just utilize this knowledge that I now have. One of the greatest things that I heard in as far as entrepreneurship goes was from Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn said, it doesn't even matter about the $1 million that you just made. If once you get to $1 million, it's just $1 million, you can give it away. It is the person you became along the way that now you can go and make 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million a lot quicker, a lot easier because of the person that you've become along the way, right? So it's not necessarily just the journey, but it's the person that you become along that journey that helps you become that purpose chaser that you're truly trying to be. Anyways, that's today's video. There's gonna be a lot more edited and better sounding and vlogs and all this sort of things. I was actually talking to my daughter about starting up a podcast that we've been talking about for years. So there's gonna be a lot of content that's coming up, but I wanted to kind of put that out there and to put some thoughts into your mind today. If this was helpful at all, and if this has kind of sparked a few things in your mind, go ahead and drop me a comment below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you know every time that I upload a new video, so that way you're notified. And we will see you guys on the next video. This is Coach C, Cesar Hernandez, aka Coach C, reminding you to always, always, always live with purpose. Bye-bye.